It is 5:30 in the morning. The air smells like diesel and cold concrete. Somewhere above you, 20 stories of raw steel wait in the dark. Nobody handed you this job. You tested for it, trained for it, survived it. $200,000 a year. That's what the best structural ironworkers take home in New York City. Full benefits, pension, annuity. All of it negotiated with the understanding that you might not come home tonight. The fatality rate is 6 times the national average. Ironworkers call themselves the Marines of the building trades. They are not exaggerating. This is every level of a skyscraper ironworker's career, from broom to beam. Level 1, the Apprentice. You are 19 years old, maybe 22. You passed the math test, the physical, the drug screen. You signed your name at the union hall and someone handed you a broom. Your starting wage is $21 an hour, 60% of Journeyman scale. In the UK, apprentice structural steelworkers earn around £9 to £12 an hour. In the UAE, entry-level construction trade roles start near 3,000 to 4,000 AED a month, though license programs push higher. The program runs 4 years, 6,000 hours on the job, 500 hours in the classroom. You will learn welding, rigging, blueprint reading, and crane signals. By graduation, you will hold 15 certifications. Right now, you hold a broom. Your first week, they send you for the board stretcher. The left-handed wrench, the skyhook, the journeymen laugh. You laugh too, eventually. Then they hand you a 40-pound tool belt and tell you to climb. The physical entrance test alone washes people out. Climb a 35-foot column in 40 seconds. Walk a 5.5-inch beam 20 feet while pulling a 75-pound bucket. Carry a 45-pound tool upstairs 3 times in 90 seconds, just to get in. The spud wrench is your most important tool. Wrench on one end, alignment spike on the other. You learn to swing it like an extension of your arm. By month 6, your pay bumps to 65% of scale. By year 2, 75%. Every 6 months, the number climbs. But the real education isn't in the classroom. It's watching the connector catch a 4-ton beam out of the air and drive 2 bolts before the crane releases. You watch, you memorize. You don't ask twice. Year 4. You graduate with 15 welding certifications, an OSHA 30 card, and rigging credentials. A senior journeyman walks past you on the way out. He says one thing: don't let your certs expire. The trade loans them, it doesn't give them. Level 2. The Journeyman Full Scale. In New York, $57.20 an hour. In Chicago, $59.26. The total package in New York, wages plus fringes, hits $147 an hour. In the UK, a qualified structural steelworker earns £22 to £28 an hour. In Dubai, a licensed rigger or steelman with experience earns $12,000 to $18,000 AED per month on major tower projects. Your day starts at 7 a.m. with a safety briefing from the foreman. Crews split into gangs. Raising, bolt up, plumb, decking. You're on the raising gang. 5 people. 2 hook on below, 2 connectors catch at the top. 1 foreman reads the drawings and talks to the crane. The connectors are the trade's elite. You want to be one. Lunch is at noon. 800 feet up. Legs over the edge. You eat a sandwich and watch the city move below you. Your tool belt weighs 35 to 40 pounds. Add bolts, spud wrench, sleever bar, bullpins, beater hammer on a carabiner, 2 bolt bags, tape measure, and soapstone. On top of that, a full-body harness with dual lanyards rated for 5,000 pounds of arrest force. A good day for the raising gang is 100 pieces of steel. They call it hang-in and bang-in. A skyscraper rises 1 floor every 4 days at peak. You're building a floor every week that took an architect a month to design. Wind is the enemy. OSHA shuts crane operations at 30 miles per hour. At the top of an unfinished tower, wind can be double what it is on the street. You learn to read the gusts by watching the crane cable. When the load starts swinging, everyone freezes. Working at 800 feet changes your perception. Veterans say it gets easier the higher you go. You stop seeing the ground. You see only what is in front of you. The beam, the bolt, the next connection. The fear doesn't disappear, You just learn to work inside it. Overtime is where the real money lives. Time and a half after 8 hours. Double time on Sundays. A Chicago journeyman working 50-hour weeks grosses $170,000 in cash. Plus $47,000 in employer-paid benefits. Total, $217,000 a year. Some ironworkers boom. They travel the country chasing jobs. $700 a week in tax-free per diem on top of wages. The hiring hall controls your life between jobs. You sign the out-of-work list. Group A first. Local journeyman with recent employer history. Then B, C, D. If your reputation is solid, you work steady. Level 3. The Foreman. The premium is $3.50 an hour above journeyman. About 6%. The money barely changes. Everything else does. There is no test to become a foreman. No certification. No application. A superintendent taps you because he trusts your blueprint reading, your crew management, and your ability to keep people alive. 5+ years as a journeyman and an OSHA 30 card. That's the minimum. You run the morning safety briefing. You coordinate every lift with the crane operator. You assign daily tasks. And when something goes wrong, you answer for it. You supervise 4 to 12 ironworkers. You read the drawings. You translate steel into sequence. Here's what nobody tells you. The role is project-based. You're foreman on this job. 40 stories, 10 ironworkers. Then the job ends. The next contractor doesn't need a foreman. You're back to journeyman scale, back to the hiring hall. The number that follows every ironworker, 21.3 deaths per 100,000 workers, 6 times the national average. Falls are the killer, 10 times the construction average for fall deaths. The Mohawk ironworkers of Kanawake changed the skyline and paid the cost. In 1907, the Quebec Bridge collapsed, 75 dead, 33 of them Mohawk. They buried them under crosses made of steel beams. The ironworker motto from that era, "We do not die, we are killed." Your old mentor is now a foreman on a different site. You pass him once at the hall. He says, the higher up you go, the fewer mistakes you're allowed. Level 4. The General Foreman. $64.76 an hour in Chicago. A $5.50 premium over journeyman scale. You oversee every foreman on the site. 20+ ironworkers now. Raising gang, bolt-up gang, decking gang, plumb gang. They all report through their foreman to you. You manage material flow. You sequence the steel. You make sure the right beam is on the right truck on the right morning. You interface with the general contractor superintendent now, the person who runs the entire building. You sit in project meetings with architects and engineers. You translate their drawings into lift sequences. The physical toll is catching up. Late 30s, early 40s. Your knees ache every morning. Over a 45-year career, there is a 75% chance of a disabling injury. Construction workers die of drug overdoses at 3 times the national rate. 73% of injured ironworkers in one study were prescribed opioids. 15% became long-term users. You carry your crew. You carry the schedule. You carry the weight, the actual physical kind, for longer than anyone should. Your mentor calls once. He's been tapped for superintendent. He says, you can do this job with your hands forever, or you can learn to do it with your head. Level 5. The Superintendent. $150,000 to $200,000 a year. Salaried. Project bonuses on top. You've crossed from union hourly worker to company employee. The pension still comes. The overtime does not. In the UK, a senior site manager on a major steel project earns £60,000 to £90,000 annually. In the UAE, project superintendent roles on landmark towers pay $30,000 to $50,000 AED per month with housing allowance. You manage the entire ironwork operation. Manpower, equipment, material. Multiple projects sometimes. You attend owners' meetings where a single delay costs the general contractor $50,000 a day in liquidated damages. You don't climb this ladder with a wrench anymore. You climb it with a spreadsheet. The most symbolic project of your generation. One World Trade Center. Nearly 50,000 tons of steel. Mohawk ironworkers from Kanawaki returned for the rebuild. Their fathers and grandfathers had built the original towers. You point to the skyline now the way veterans point to medals. Level 6. The owner. Starting capital for a small two-crew operation, $100,000 to $500,000. Mid-size with your own equipment fleet, $1 million to $5 million. You need a contractor's license, surety bonds, performance bonds sized to every contract, general liability insurance, and if you want the big jobs, AISC certification for your fabrication shop. Small contractors pull 1 to 10 million in annual revenue. The largest firms exceed 400 million. The biggest names in structural erection built every skyline most people recognize. Most people have never heard of them. You sign the payroll now, you carry the bond. When the crane drops a beam and someone gets hurt, your name is on the insurance claim. Every ironworker who works for you started where you started. Broom in hand, 40-pound belt, looking up, level 7, the topping out. The last beam. When the final structural beam is set, they paint it white. Workers sign it. Architects sign it. The owner signs it. They lash a small evergreen tree to one end and an American flag to the other. The crane lifts it to the top. The tree means one thing. Nobody died during steel erection. The tradition is over 1,000 years old. Scandinavian builders placed trees atop new structures to appease forest spirits. Norwegian ironworkers brought the practice to America in 1898. Every topping out ceremony since carries the same prayer. The tree goes up. Everyone goes home. The average ironworker's body gives out by 55. The knees, the back, the shoulders. You built something permanent with a body that isn't. 20,000 apprentices are in training right now. The infrastructure bill just sent $864 billion into the pipeline. More steel is going up right now than any time since the 1970s. And someone still has to catch the iron. Stay safe, brother.